Hey, Margie here. Today we're focusing on solutions to some of the most common problems that plague women, such as vaginal dryness, low libido, hormonal issues, and more. And our very special guest is Dr. Anna Cabeca. And Dr. Cabeca has been on the podcast once before talking about her keto green diet and approach. But today I want to share with you a very powerful interview that she did as part of my happiness challenge because I received so much positive feedback and people telling me that this information changed their lives. So, Dr. Anna Cabeca is also known as the girlfriend doctor. She's a triple board certified Emory University trained physician and hormone expert. And she was diagnosed with early menopause at the age of 38. Devastated, she set out on a personal wellness journey to reverse her menopause side effects, which resulted in her delivery of a healthy baby girl at the age of 41. After experiencing her own health successes, Dr. Cabeca began counseling others, ultimately changing the lives of thousands of women across the globe. In today's talk, Dr. Anna addresses issues that are preventing women from living their best lives, and she gives solutions. My favorite part is at the end. She walks us through this amazing self love meditation. So stay tuned. Welcome, Dr. Anna. I can't even tell you how thrilled I am to have you on the Happiness Challenge because I have to say, a couple years ago, we were at dinner and you were the one who said to me, Margie, you must do something with the happiness. And you actually thought I should change my podcast name to Happiness with Margie. But you've always been such an advocate for my happiness work. So I could not have this challenge without you. And I just want to thank you so much. And thank you for the work you do in the world to bring so much happiness and joy to everyone. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you. No, I love what you're doing and I love the energy that you do it with. You're always inspiring. You're always
Oh,
inspiring. It's a perfect summit for you.
well, thanks. Well, why don't we start from the very beginning and just tell the listeners a bit about yourself and what makes you such a passionate advocate for women's health? Because I think sometimes it's good to understand where you came from so they see why, you've done all this amazing work in the world.
Thank you. Well, I think definitely is part of my personal story and my personal journey. I mean, I watched my mom, a beautiful, intelligent, heart-centered woman, struggle with illness from in her 30s and all the way till she passed away at age 67. Diabetes, heart disease, and I recognized too at the time of her death, I was a resident in doing women's health, gynecology and obstetrics at Emory University. She was under the best of the best care in the world, really, in my opinion. She was taken care of by a physician out of Hahnemann University and had great medical care. But she never made it out of surgery and she had struggled for years. And at the time of her death, she was on 11 medications. 11 medications. And I kept asking myself, why? What were the underlying reasons? Why this didn't make sense? Here in America, she's from a family of 9. Um, 6 of them stayed in the Middle East and 3 came to the US. All those who came to the US died before many of their younger brothers and sisters or older brothers and sisters. My mom was outlived by older sister, and so it really made me look at what's the underlying issue. How did care in America, when we have all this amazing interventional ability, how did they suffer and struggle with these illnesses? And really understanding too, like with my family's Middle Eastern background, but when we look at Native Americans, right, riddled with diabetes, heart disease. I mean, these are warrior body types, really warrior body types. So we aren't designed for living indoors, for the standard American diet we call the SAD diet. We aren't designed for these things. We're designed for activity. We're designed for action. And we have to understand the consequences of polypharma. So here as a physician at an ivory tower university, it really made me look hard at how we were intervening with healthcare and how we were the standard model was that you have a doctor for each part of your body, a psychiatrist or psychologist for your brain, a cardiologist for your heart, an internist for almost everything else, but then specialist all the way through. And it really did open my eyes to how I wanted to practice as a gynecologist and obstetrician, where I have the privilege of working with women throughout the span of their lives. And then there was my own personal journey too, Margie, post trauma, diagnosed with infertility and early menopause at age 39 years old. And then my really amazing journey around the world that inspired me in so much healing and helped me heal through understanding the physiology, through understanding lifestyle, through how we nourish our mind, our spirit, our spiritual journey, our spiritual health, as well as our body. And this journey around the world led me to reverse early menopause, reverse infertility, become pregnant and conceive a baby naturally at age 41. And now at age 54 with a 12-year-old, we've got a lot going on, right?
Wow, that's fabulous. But you've also, you work with women all ages. And what have you found that the women are struggling with, the people that see you or the people that you're in your programs? What have you found are the most common things that's really zapping their happiness? Like, what have you found?
Well, I think it's a lot of stigma, and especially like my, focus now is working with women through menopause and beyond, right? And how we look at this transition of hormones. And I really love diving into helping women at all transitions of hormones, whether it's monthly menstrual cycles and we're struggling, or postpartum and we're struggling, or perimenopause and menopause and we're struggling. Like, how do we transition? This is a natural process, but suffering is optional. Suffering is optional. There's so much we can do here to heal during this transition time. But I have worked with so many clients over the years that had just resigned to powering through symptoms and to be medicated, not to care. And that's absolutely unacceptable. We as women have to take the power back over our body, over our physiology, over our mind, and, disregard the media, the influences, the comparisons that we make. And, well, someone else did it this way, I should be doing it that way. Or, however that is for us, especially in this world of media, we need to really be clear what is true for us, what helps us get better. And how do I, and just how do I have the strength and power and ability to act on it? And that's what I find is really, really powerful. The area of specific concern that I address in my programs and my product is one of intimacy, of losing intimacy with that person you've loved, losing connection, losing physical desire, losing the having the consequences of feminine health as we age, and the hormonal changes that occur, how we can reverse those changes to reclaim healthy, like I would say, our feminine health is the most important health that we deal with as women, and we have to make it a priority.
Oh, that was so beautifully said. And talking about happiness, these are such important areas and relationships. And the fact that you don't just sit by and say, oh, that's the way it is, that's the way it's going to be for the next 20 years. But no, you have solutions. And that's what I love. One of the things in the happiness program is being a victor and not a victim. And you give people the tools so they can be a victor, so they don't have to be a victim to what's going on to their bodies. Wow. I mean, there's so many tools. I could talk to you for 10 hours, but why don't you talk about you created, because a lot of people, one of the big things that people have is vaginal dryness, and that really, really upsets it really affects intimacy. And you've created a product that sells around the world. I mean,
Yes.
It's been unbelievable how many people are using your product and benefiting. And it's not something that it's my husband's an OBGYN, and until I showed him this product, he hadn't known about it. It's not something that's really out there to everybody, but now, he uses it as well with people. And so
So tell us about this vulva, because it's really, your cream is just not vulva. Tell us
For the
about your,
vulva.
yeah, for the vulva, right? I had a slip there.
Julva for the vulva. And this is something that I created so that women could stop suffering. And it goes beyond like feminine health. This is a topical cream we apply externally that helps the changes. So from bladder leaking, the accidental leak when we cough, sneeze, jump, exercise, from bladder leaking to the dryness of our tissue, discomfort, to issues of pressure and um, um, dryness and loss of pleasure, also post intercourse, increasing urinary, sometimes as we get older, we're more susceptible to urinary tract infections, to discharge, odor after intercourse, and discomfort during. If we have pain every time we do something, why would we want to do it, right? And so this, as a gynecologist, I mean, we're giving very limited solutions for women. And of course, with a women's health initiative, estrogen, even if it's estrogen vaginal, women were afraid of estrogen and certainly synthetic hormones. Now, bioidentical hormones, the only way to go, first of all, and there's so much more we can do, but taking care of our female real estate, let me tell you, clitoris to anus, that is the most important real estate of our body for sure. And that we need to pay more attention to it, and wrinkles, etc., than we do around our eyes and our mouth, right? Exercising the pelvic floor, using Julva because of its combination of ingredients. I mean, natural, clean ingredients that can really help restore, rejuvenate, revive, create healthy tissue. And we have over 100,000 users around the world. And it's only 4 years old. It's only 4 years old. Physicians around the world recommend it. They've seen results in their patients. We've offered it as a solution for women who have had gynecologic cancers that haven't been given any option. And so they can talk with their doctor about it, and if cleared by them, start using something topically easy to use with natural ingredients that, took me years to create this product and test it and then get it out into the world. But I needed something for me that was natural with ingredients I trust and have science behind them, and that I no parabens or synthetic hormone disruptors, because so many of the feminine washes, lubricants, gels, etc., even tampons and pads, right, unacceptable because of the chemicals that are being absorbed into our skin, and really making younger and younger women having more vulvar problems, whether it's infections, irritation, loss of comfort, loss of lubrication. All of these things are affected by many of the chemicals we wash our clothes with, that are in panty liners and pads, that are in feminine hygiene products, that are in our over-the-counter, the shampoos and body creams and lotions that we're using that just get in contact with our body, our feminine parts, that can really affect us, because this area of our body, our pelvic floor, is so vascular, has such good blood supplies, amazing ability, right? We're able to expand this area to allow a baby to pass through. So there's a tremendous amount of blood supply to the pelvic floor. So when we're exposed to chemicals, I mean, just think of something like Astroglide or KY jelly, toxic to our bodies. And over time, that can create more dryness and discomfort and other problems. So finding a natural solution that really works, as a gynecologist, that I'm comfortable using, let alone putting my name on and recommending it to my, patients and friends and family. It's been really, really powerful. So it has spread by word of mouth, around the world. And I'm excited. We offer free trial, 7-night free trial. Just pay a small amount for shipping and handling. And then this tube is 60-day supply, because you don't want to have more waste than you need to. And a little bit goes a long way. So a pea-size amount, because who likes to use tons of cream or vaginal suppositories, or, seriously, that can be really messy. So a little bit goes a long way, and it feels good, and it's very nourishing. Some clients feel a difference right away, and others it takes more time. It is designed to work, so sometimes it's working faster, and you may experience a little bit of tingling or irritation. Just slow it down, go to every other day, and then increase, because this is designed to create, like as if you were to use a skincare product that's going to create a resurfacing of your skin. So you get this healthy, glowing skin back on your face. Sometimes might get a little irritated before it completely starts. You see that fresh, baby fresh, glowing skin. So the same is true with Julva. As it's designed to work and give you that refreshed skin again, nourished, and rejuvenated. So it's been fun to read the thousands of 5-star testimonials that we've gotten, and really seeing how it's improved the lives of so many people.
Well, that's what I was thinking about. And with the happiness challenge is that I was just thinking that you must get so many notes when people can really enjoy their relationships again, and and not be in pain, and besides all of the other things, I didn't even realize all of the other things that it helps with. But yeah, really, I mean, yay to you for doing this and putting and taking that extra effort to create something that's so needed. So yay, thank
Oh,
you,
thank
thank you.
you. Well,
Now,
Margie, I think too, like, oftentimes it's discomfort that keeps us from being intimate. So we often hear of the sexless marriage, and what an issue. We have to look always for the underlying reasons. I have a whole program called Sexual CPR. We go into holistically why our libido could be affected. And many people are put on hormones, but often it doesn't get to the pelvic floor. So having a topical option that's clean is really beneficial. And clitoris to anus, because anal fissures, hemorrhoids, I mean, all that tissue has to be supported. I mean, we rely on it for a daily basis, let alone, prolapse issues that can result if we're not exercising our pelvic floor. We have damage. Giving our body nourishment to our pelvic floor is so important. So pelvic floor exercises and using Julva.
fabulous. As a physical therapist, I've been prescribing pelvic floor since for so many years. So I'm so on the right page with you. But that's just wonderful. There's so many other things. As I said, we could talk forever. But there's some other things. You want to share some other things, some great tips that you can give people to live their best life, and maybe address some of the problems you see that are robbing people of their happiness?
Yeah, definitely. Well, one thing I just tell you, being a single mom for many years, I relate to this client's experience. She was divorced over 20 years, raised her children. They're out on their own and independent, and she started dating again. And she called me up. She's 56 years old. We'll call her Nina. And Nina said, Dr. Anna, I just met the man. I am just in love with him. I could foresee myself spending the rest of my life with him. And let me tell you, intimacy has been great, but I'm having discomfort. I've got a recurrent urinary tract infections. I've had 3 recurrent urinary tract infections, and now my doctor wants to put me on daily antibiotics, and I just didn't feel right about that. So from reading your book and listening to your programs and podcasts, what do you think I should do? She said. And so I said, well, first thing, we call this honeymoonitis. When you have sex and then you have urinary tract infection and then sometimes bacterial vaginosis, we call that honeymoonitis. So especially as we get older, the tissue around the urethra relaxes, and it's more external. So bacteria can get pushed up into the urethra, causing urinary tract infections as well. Difficulty holding your urine, urgency symptoms, incontinence symptoms, all of those things can result from this laxity that occurs as we get older from the lack of muscle strength and hormones in this area. And so I said, first of all, we call it honeymoonitis. And secondly, there's just a couple things that you have to do. And I said, first, start taking vitamin C, 2,000 to 4,000 milligrams daily. So a higher dose vitamin C will keep the pH of the urine more balanced and help to fight off urinary tract infections. So let's increase your vitamin C. Urinate after you have sex, and let's use Julva. Start with once a day, and let's increase it to twice a day to really improve the condition of your bottom, so that we can do this, the vulvar area topically, clitoris to anus, every day, and we'll increase it to twice a day. And so, and that just shifted things for her. So she called me back, months later and says, I just needed to tell you that I haven't had another urinary tract. Oh, and I said, I started her on a probiotic. She said, I haven't had another urinary tract infection. Our sex life is amazing. He's proposed to me. We're moving in together and getting married. And I was just ecstatic, but you could see how that could have shifted things, that would have been closed off. Avoiding intimacy because of discomfort, urinary tract infections, all of these things that keep us from wanting to be intimate, right? Which is natural. That could have created this lack of intimacy versus a burgeoning intimacy, more desire for each other, ability to communicate and being open. It's not all about sex. It's about comfort with our body and our femininity and our sexuality, whether we're having sex or not. But definitely realizing that this could have been an entirely different scenario if she didn't take an alternative route in
So,
her.
it's interesting because you have phenomenal books, and I so recommend your whole keto green is fabulous, and your programs that we'll have the links to. But it's interesting. So you should write a book about saving relationships. I can only imagine all the relationships that have been saved. So it's so interesting.
Well,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was going to say one really in the Hormone Fix, chapter 8, it's really mandatory. For me, it's mandatory reading for everyone out there, because I talk about the stress, cortisol, oxytocin connection, where we can get burnt out and disconnected in our relationships. And it's physiologic from chronic or everyday or post-traumatic stress. And that really is that is the secret to happy, connected, loving relationships. So
There's so much we can do. And the other thing that you created that's really helpful is your maca.
yes, my
Yeah.
Mighty Maca Plus formula. Where did I put it? I made some, so it's over somewhere. But yeah, my Mighty Maca Plus formula, that is from my journey around the world, and that I've found these powerful healing foods, over 30 ingredients. And we have also a 4-day trial offer just for $3.95. You can try it out risk-free. And it has over 30 superfoods in it. And Mighty Maca, maca in and of itself, not to be confused with the tea matcha, but maca is a root that grows in the high altitude of the Andes and has been called the Peruvian Viagra. And the reason is it's rich in arginine, which helps with nitric oxide formation, which helps with blood flow, as well as it is this adaptogenic. So it helps with the stress response. And it helps with, that libido for sure, as well as hot flashes. Mighty Maca Plus. Now, this is a combination. We use organic kosher maca from Peru. Been using the same source for a decade, sustainable source, and over 30 superfoods like turmeric, quercetin, resveratrol, cat's claw herb, potent superfoods that really help support our body's natural inflammatory response and our immune system. So a tremendous amount of research-driven ingredients from my scientific background, as well as my work, traveling around the world looking for healing foods and finding healing foods. And so many amazing, and the testimonials from this product, it's not like any greens product out there. It's a combination of superfoods. It's a superfood cocktail that really does help with balancing our hormones, help us support our stress response, as well as being rich in antioxidants to support our body's natural inflammatory response. And that's really our anti-inflammatory response. And that's really part of the magic. And what we've seen is improvements in DHEA by as much as 70% in 2 months of using 2 to 3 scoops a day of Mighty Maca Plus. We have clients that struggled with numerous hot flashes for years, that within 2 weeks of using Mighty Maca completely eliminated their hot flashes, as well as it naturally helps with our appetite, our cravings, and it's alkalinizing, a superfood combination that's really alkalinizing. And that's where we see a lot of benefit too.
So amazing, especially in these times. I mean, this is, a lot of people's stress levels are quite high. So amazing. So before we end, and I know we could talk, but I heard a meditation. I heard you do a meditation that I just loved and completely resonated with me because I'm big into meditation. I'm big into gratitude, but this was gratitude for our bodies. And it's so powerful. And gratitude is one of the parts of the challenge. So if we could end on this meditation, and if you, I just found it incredibly powerful and I loved it. So I'd be really, really grateful for you to share it with the
Oh,
community.
I love to. Yes, I did it for Marcy Shimhoff's group, and I just love this. I loved sharing this meditation. So thank you so much for inviting me to do this. So this is really a head-to-toe meditation, a meditation to spread love through our body, to feel the physiologic balance that we create. The goal is our oxytocin will soar and our cortisol will lower, and we'll feel more balanced and grounded and true appreciation, because we have to understand that we, especially during times of transition, hormonal transition, aging, and maybe there's certain aspects of our of this process that are less savory than others, right? We want to really appreciate where we are right now, accepting where we are, being present with who we are, and how we look, and what we're doing in our life, and allow ourselves the nourishing experience of radiating true health and wellness for ourselves and for those we love around us, for sure. So join me in this little meditation. It's different every time. So with you here, Margie, we'll see what experience we have. And I'll just have everyone just take a deep breath in and out. One more time, a deep belly breath, really filling your lungs, expanding, relaxing your abdomen. And go ahead and shut your eyes and be with me in this moment. Just nice deep breath. And now place your hands on your head as we do this meditation. You know, I always say, thank you, God. And you can say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. And just thank you. Thank you for my beautiful mind, that I can have these moments of thought and thankfulness and curiosity. Thank you for the ability to think. Thank you for a healthy, healed mind. The neurons are firing rapidly and working for me instead of against me, and they are nourished and healthy. And thank you for this gorgeous head of hair. And you can just wrap your hair or caress your hair and just be grateful for your hair, long, lush, thick, healthy. Thank you for my brain. Thank you for my hair. And then put your hands on your eyes and your face and accept this gratitude that, you know, the eyes don't see what the mind don't know. So I invite us to open our eyes, figuratively open our eyes to see more of our reality, to see more of all that is good in our life, to see more of the blessings that we've been blessed with. And then put your hand on your throat. This is where our thyroid is. And thank you for my voice and my ability to communicate and to speak my truth. And thank you for this thyroid that is a master gland that is working for me and is healed completely. And feel this light coming from the top of your head through your body, just like absorbing as a receptacle, this light from the sun, light energy, light from God, right through you and into your thyroid gland here at your neck, that completely works to heal any imbalances, any dysfunctions, with filling this light with just appreciation, filling our thyroid with the light of appreciation right now. And then move your hands down to your breast and just thank you for these breasts, whether I breastfed or not, that have been able to nourish me, be with me, carried me through these times, nourished my babies. And thank you for the health of them, and allow this healing light and gratitude for my breast to radiate through my breast in a healing of any cellular issues, of any cellular disconnects, of any malignant tissue, that I am inviting this light of appreciation into my breast to heal and to nourish. And then move your hands down to your right side, just under your right breast. And this is where your liver is. So, and the liver holds the energy of anger. And so allow the light to fill and to radiate into your hands from the region of your liver, and just feel that light radiating into your hands and back, pulsating back into your liver. And with that pulsation, healing your liver, helping supporting detoxification. The liver cells regenerate on a moment by moment basis. So they're constantly healing. And any anger, holding on to any anger, no longer serves us, so that we can release that anger and infuse love into our liver. Love your liver. That I apologize for any abuse I have given you to liver, any anger or resentment that I have held, and I release that, infusing love into my liver. And then now move your hands to your back, just rolling your hands into fist, putting them in the back, where just as they're bent, they'll land on your kidneys. And you can tap on your kidneys here, just adding a little vibrational energy, and feel that light going from your fist or your hands into your kidneys, and just hold that in there. Breathe in into your kidneys, breathing light and love and appreciation for your kidneys that are part of detoxification. Your adrenal glands, your fight or flight responders, producing cortisol and progesterone, many of our hormones. Right there, appreciate you for all the work you do. You can have the day off. You can relax. There is no danger right here in this moment. I release any tension from you, any responsibility or burden at this moment, so you can breathe in the relaxation and healing that you so deserve. Can let go of any fear and be infused with love. So feel that light radiate from your hands into your kidneys, into your back, and down your back with loving, healing light and energy. And now move your hands to the front to where your uterus is or was, your ovaries are, your pelvic area, and just thank you, God. Thank you for making me a woman or a man, or wherever you are. Thank you for serving me. Thank you for the hard work you've done in my life, and for continuing to supply hormones and knowledge and wisdom and energy throughout my body. Thank you for this time that we are together. Thank you for this amazing body, this amazing femininity or masculinity. Thank you for all the hard work you've done. I appreciate you. So with love and healing energy, infusing this light into your pelvic organs, into your sexual organs, and letting go here too of the discomfort, of the pain, of the violation, of the trauma, of the any negative thoughts, feelings we've had about our pelvic floor, whether we've had cervical dysplasia, cancer, condyloma, sexually transmitted diseases, whatever may be, we are free of that now, here in this moment, healed and healthy, confident and aware, guiltlessly and shamelessly grateful for our femininity, our masculinity, our sexual health, our bladder health, our rectal health. And taking a deep breath and allowing this white healing light and energy to infuse into our pelvic floor, into fuse into our pelvis, to heal with appreciation and gratitude for being made this way. And now bring your hands down your legs. I'm so grateful for these strong legs that have carried you here and there and everywhere throughout our lives and our world. Thank you for the ability to move forward and stand still when needed, to stand up and to sit down. Allow the healing light go from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet and everywhere in between, filling every crevice so there's no shadows anywhere. The light is filled into all aspects of our being, healing, repairing, rejuvenating, forgiving, loving, joyful, creating more happiness and health than we've yet experienced. So grateful to be here with you, to be in body and spirit with you, and to have this time with you. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, Dr. Anna, that was amazing. That was just
Thank you, Marcy.
so powerful and beautiful. And wow, I loved that. I just, what a way to end. Thank you so much. That was just so special. And you're such a special person, and you've done so much. I have so much gratitude for everything you've created that's helped me, that's helped clients, that's helped the world, and just for being here today as part of the challenge, taking the time, because I know how busy you are, but your messages are just amazing. And I just think you're a beacon of light in the world. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for all you're doing, and thanks for this happiness summit. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing. And for all our listeners, it's just really connecting to who you are at this moment, really tapping into what you know to be true right now, accepting, loving, laughing at ourselves. I mean, seriously, we can't take ourselves too seriously. I thought about what I would tell my younger version of myself, and it would be that, don't take yourself so seriously.
Oh, and all the links, they'll be below. There's a button so you can, all the things. And that's so nice, for so inexpensive, for free, and for, $3.99, that they can try your products, which is really great. But so thank you for offering that. And again, just thank you so much, and lots and lots of happiness to you and everyone. So thanks again. I hope you had as good a time as I did with Dr. Anna, and now have some takeaways that you can put into your life. If you're feeling down and just not happy with yourself, I would re-listen to her meditation, because it is so very powerful and really helps us cultivate that self-love that we all need. All the links to her amazing products will be in the show notes. So bye for now, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.